Hello friends, welcome back to Too Many Minis. My name's Ossie. This past weekend I went down to the War of the Ring, the W.A.R. of the Ring, a 500 points good and evil Middle-earth strategy battle game tournament, which was part of the wider Warfare 2022 sort of convention, War Games convention at Farnborough Aerodrome place, and just between like Reading and Guildford. And we went down with a gang of friends from the London Wargaming Guild. We were rolling deep. We were like, I don't know, there must have been 15 of us or something. Easy. And it was about 90 odd players in the hall for Middle-earth. And I'll show you how I got on. Round one was against Aaron Pullen's Corsairs. Great looking army. They had kind of really, I don't know, like lots of character in the bases. They were all on wooden planks. They all had like treasure chests and barrels and all kinds of stuff. They set up with some height. I set my army of 4 up all in one big blob and swore I'd keep them all together, which is why I always swear with Army of Thor. He had amazing shooting with his arbalesters. They absolutely battered my dwarves, really chopping the numbers down as we approached. We got stuck into a battle, but I was kind of split onto 2 flanks, two fronts, and he just managed to make the numbers tell. Thrall wasn't doing the business, wasn't managing to get in on the heroes. So yeah, it didn't go very well. I took the L on this one and went to check on how my pals were doing.
Yeah. Right. 7-0 loss to start, to the death against Corsairs. They shot, the arbalesters shot like 10 of my guys before I got there. How you doing, Callum?
Yeah. Lost 9-0. Yeah, against Merked Rangers, very similar thing happened. I was 1 away from breaking before the first turn of combat.
So we'll be down the bottom then?
Yeah, see you next time.
Above the 12-0 losers.
Yeah, James lost 10-0.
Oh, so he'll be below us.
Max lost 10-0.
Jake's just lost 6-1.
Yeah, so we're representing the guild well.
Collectively, we've got a 70-1 loss.
Game 2 was my canned up against Callum Slater's Radagast and Eagles. I found the relic that we were going for pretty early and tried to run it away. I think I played that wrong actually, because we picked it up as an infantry, but we gave it to a horseman and he rode away with it, which I think isn't allowed rereading. But we also played some other rules wrong. Callum did Panic Steed on Amdur, but also on the King's Chariot, which I think wasn't allowed. Anyway, those guys ended up on foot, and I tried to run the relic away and whittle down the Eagles. I got my king in on Radagast's eagle.
Rolling to kill the eagle with Radagast on. The Candish king rolls 3 6s.
And yeah, managed to get a few eagles off the board. Amdur killed Radagast. I think that's how it went down. Finally, once he was de-eagled, couldn't break the eagles because that meant getting them down to 1. So once I was broken, my guys started running away, fleeing the battlefield, and ultimately I was left with next to nothing on the table and took the L. Callum was a great opponent. Thanks for the game, and I went off to see how Stuart did.
Right, game 2, I got a 4-2 loss.
Okay.
Against Eagles with Radagast.
Okay.
I did quite good.
You were playing your canned there?
Playing my canned. I did good by killing Radagast, but my guy who was holding the relic chickened out and ran away. So he won it by virtue of breaking me.
Yeah.
I had to kill 3 eagles to break him.
Yeah, that just wasn't going to happen with Can.
And you lost as well?
Yeah, I lost as well, 10-1. Really unfortunate because it was looking good at the start.
Yeah.
I had my rangers to the north, Arthur and Halbarad. So we had the 2 warbands on each side of the table. Arthur's warband came on,
I think he tried one objective first, and the second objective I tried and I got it. I probably should have picked up with Arathorn, but I didn't. I just picked up with a random ranger, and I was holding it all game and kind of fighting off the Uruk-hai. But I just didn't really have the numbers, and because he's got the fight 4 and the strength 4 as well, he was just chewed me down. And then Arathorn died, and much like in the novels, that was it for him. And
Did he pick up the relic?
Yeah, he picked up the relic, and that was it. Leader kill and relic kill.
Harsh 10-1.
Yes, that was 8 points there.
Alright, so we're headed down to the bottom tables on 2 levels. Let's go.
Hello, babes.
So here you have 2 wins.
Yeah.
Do you know the rest of our entire game is on 2 L's, I think?
No.
Like, you're the only one winning.
I've got really lucky today. I've been really lucky.
He always says that. It's not.
No, honestly, like it was Maelstrom.
Yeah.
I split his force up against Iron Hills and Lake Town. So I just went. It was against Dwalin, Thorin, and like 11 Iron Hills with my whole army against him. So I just went smush.
Nice. Can he get 3 wins though? Let's find out.
No.
My next opponent was Robert Stemmons, and he had Durin and a bunch of Khazad dwarfs, Hearthguard and that kind of jazz. I had set my canned up for a big charge across the board, but charging chariot into dwarfs with high defense doesn't work very well. So he just kind of moved up, getting shot at a bit, shooting back a bit, but obviously not taking many of them out. The board wasn't ideal for me with the chariot maneuvering, although it looked great, so I'm way into that. It was destroyed the supplies, so I was trying to get up towards his and destroy them and use my movement advantage with my mounted stuff to get back. So I sent a Easterling off to kill destroy his supplies, but the battle went badly, so ultimately he was getting through to my supplies and I wasn't destroying as many of his as I had intended, because he could just hold me off very well. The king was largely useless. Amdur didn't get to their captain or the king till pretty late in the game, and by that time it was all a bit sad. I took a 5-3 loss, so that's 3 losses for my day 1. Got my normal goal of win 1 game, which is about the right level for me. Let's see how I can do on day 2. Game 4 was a really enjoyable one against Kamil Domansky and his Mordor. He had like Shagrat, Grishnak, and Groblog. No, not Groblog. The other one beginning with G. And that was up against my army of Thrall. It was a real setup in the middle and have a smash at each other. It was the one where the objectives flip when you've been in contact with them. And basically I had the backfield one with my dwarves limited mobility. I thought I could only contest 2 of the middle objectives, and one was right in the middle of a little sort of smash up in a terrain piece. I mean it was a really enjoyable game, but just having the extra hero was great. Having the support everywhere was great, and the numbers, and then he had a couple of wargs to come around and tidy up at the back. So yeah, I did get another loss, but that was a really enjoyable game. Kamil's been around the scene for a long time. It's my first time playing him at a tournament, so it was good to meet him properly. And I think it ended up like a 10-2 loss, so big L. Then I was drawn against my pal Stuart.
Right, 5 games in.
Yep.
4 losses.
Four losses.
This is a
5th game.
We're second to bottom table.
Yep.
Whichever one of me and you loses,
It's going down.
going down to the bottom table to face one of Callum or Max from our group. So I think we're nailed on.
Yeah, so someone's getting the wooden spoon. It's just a question of who now.
One of us. So it's all to play for badly.
Yeah. It's loser takes all in this battle to the death.
This takes all, and we've got Rangers versus Canned.
Yeah, with a couple of Easterlings.
Clash by Moonlight.
Clash by Moonlight, yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, we both got a lot of bows, so That'll be an interesting
But we have to
one.
get close to each other before we can use them.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do it.
I set my hand up to have a big charge across the board of their little Easterling allies. They charged up very quickly as Stuart was on the far side with all his bows and all his might. I caught up with them pretty quickly. Amda getting in on Halbarad, while the king and the others charged in towards his rangers. But they were shooting the hell out of me. They shot a lot of horses away from me, which slowed me right down. Amda lost his horse, but then he surrounded Halbarad and got the kill. The king finally managed to kill a couple of rangers on the charge. It was a pretty ineffective weekend for the king, but the chariot worked here. So we managed to clear out that side of the board a bit and then head over towards the remaining group of archers with Arathorn, I think they had over there. Maybe Arathorn's in the mix, I can't remember. But he had plenty more shooting as I charged back towards him, including shots to kill Amda, which he hit, and wounded for the kill. Bye bye, Amda. Our lines clashed, finally getting some charges off on that side of the board, with my king always in the wrong position, so managed to just be tied up with one fighter with Arathorn, and I think that went nowhere. He locked down all my other guys, so I didn't get charges off, and the game finished.
I won 6-4.
Yeah.
Kind of because all of yours are heroes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's like who's killed more heroes.
Yeah, more heroes.
So
yeah.
you'd have had to kill
all of your
my
heroes.
heroes, so
yeah.
I didn't have one remaining.
Yeah.
And the king is hard to kill on his chariot.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect to quarter you so quickly. I think I probably should have just committed everyone to the king after I killed Amder to try and kill him.
Yeah, although he was the furthest away.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
useless.
and he was behind. He was stuck behind everyone.
If
So
he got stuck in more, you probably would have killed him sooner.
yeah.
Anyway, a very lucky win for me there.
Very good game.
Means I'm not going to win the wooden spoon.
But I'm still in the running.
Still in the running.
So here we go. One game left.
Bring it home, man. Bring it home.
My last round was against Mark Kempster's Black Riders, Legendary Legion, and it was divide and conquer with the Maelstrom deployment. So my two dwarf water bands were on opposite sides from each other. The plan was to just rush as fast as we could, which is not very fast with dwarves, to the middle objective and try and hold it. One Grimhammer put up a particularly good fight. I think he dehorsed a couple of ring wraiths and held up the Witch King for a while, so they couldn't all get in on my central sort of core. Once my Grimhammers, without their leader Thror, managed to get to the middle, I tried to kind of shape them up into a ball to best resist the ring wraiths coming in, while hanging on to the one ring objective that the other warband passed on the way. But once the ring wraiths really got their teeth into them and started doing their irresistible paralyzey things, and it didn't go well. And then with their kind of aura of dismay or whatever it was that lowered my courage, once I was broken, they all ran away. So it ended up a pretty brutal 10-0 loss to finish. As a group, we did pretty good. James won best theme. For his fantastic 3 ring race on Fell Beast versus Garandal, Faramir and Knights of Minas Tirith. Our Max Yost took home the wooden spoon for the second tournament in a row.
Yes, Max.
So 2 trophies there. Lee Hiscock won runner-up for best painted. And Louis Van Heck was a very deserving winner of best painted.
Jason Mountain won Best Sporting Runner-Up. And with a very impressive 6 votes out of 6, Rowan Williams was Most Sporting. For the main event, third place went to Callum Edens. Second prize went to World Champion. And the winner was Christian Lewis, who brought Minas Tirith and Assault on Helm's Deep Legendary League.
I think there's one person who needs a very big vote. I want to give you a big thank you for putting on this event. This is one of the biggest MSTV events in the UK, so I think it's just a big thank you to him for making it happen.
It really was a fantastic event. The tables were fantastic. I mean, we're talking about basically 50 tables of Middle-earth themed terrain, 4x4s. They looked fantastic, and there was a real variety of different kind of locales and locations. It was also great to be able to go around and have a look at the other tables. So, Middle-earth was the biggest event there, but there were a good, 20 game systems or something being played, including lots and lots of historical games. And I love to see all the old boys playing the historical games. It gives me hope for my future. Some of them had done real kind of exhibition games where they laid out incredible tables. So we were all busy playing our games, but in the gaps in between you could get off and check some of them out. Super nice people that I played with, and it was great to be going to, because it was near London, we really could get a big crew of us down from London. So we had, like I said, about 15 or something. It was great hanging out. We found a great Nepalese tandoori to eat at on the Friday night. It was great hanging out Saturday night. Watch the football matches. Arsenal top of the league at Christmas. You love to see it. And just hung out. A little bunch of us. We don't get the excuse to do in London. We've all got homes to go to. When you're all away for the weekend, you kind of hang out more and have that time. Try not to stay up too late and drink too much so that you can still play the next day. But it's great to be able to just sit, chat through. How did your games go today? What happened with you? Did you see that incredible, historical battlefield that was laid out? And there was so much to see at this event. Really impressed with the kind of the Reading Wargamers group, the organisation. This is a big undertaking. This is like a kind of expo level thing. There were lots of staff, lots of people volunteering and helping out and keeping everything running smoothly, and it seemed to me that it did run very smoothly. Obviously the food's expensive, these type of things, you're a captive audience. It's the kind of in the middle of nowhere, you can't really get out and get cheaper food or different food options, but I mean what food I did have was good, so that's good. There was plenty of space. This is a huge hall, you could fit a few airplanes in there, so big enough for a few wargamers. I think the great thing about having combined events where there's other systems playing is it encourages people to branch out and try other things. I mean, two of the guys in our group picked up a bolt action starter set to share between them. I picked up something for Christmas that I'm going to get into, a bit of samurai stuff. There was a lot of the kind of wider world of war games, which if you're kind of siloed in the Games Workshop sort of system, you're kind of oblivious to that a lot of the time. But it's great to see all these other guys and how they get on with their stuff. So I just wanted to get a quick hyperlapse of all the other tables so you could get an idea of how much there is to see out in the gaming hall. In the vendors area, I mean, there was a lot. It was quite overwhelming. I mean, I didn't really get time to look at everything as much as I'd have liked. I could have spent a whole day just looking around the shops. It would have cost me a lot of money, but I could have. There was, every kind of miniature available in every scale. There was all kinds of accessories, terrain, pre-painted stuff, lots of pre-painted miniatures that you could buy for decent prices for all kinds of game systems, including Middle-earth. There was, your scenic bases,
rulers and game aids. There was some exhibition games of Armada and a kind of Transformers, Bot Wars, kind of not Transformers but Transformers game. There were big sellers there like Deep Cut Studios who did the mats. It was great to be able to see those mats in person. I didn't buy one there, but I made a note of which ones I liked the most, and I'm going to get them printed on a double-sided mat from them, so I can get exactly what I wanted. There was a lot of that, like see things in person. There was Pendragon miniatures. It was great to see them. Picked up some of their 10mm bits for a 10mm Middle-earth project we're working on. And yeah, everyone seemed to be just going off and picking up interesting things. We all bought a lot of animals, so I don't know what they're going to go for, but there's going to be lots of little animals running around our Middle-earth tables in the near future. You could buy beautiful pre-painted scenery and buildings. Some really fantastic stuff. And there was like a bring and buy sale. You could bring in your own kind of unwanted minis and sell them off, and there were some real bargains to be had there. And people were cutting prices throughout the weekend, so yeah, if you were waiting on the Sunday, you could pick up some everything must go kind of deals. It was really great stuff to look around and give you ideas. So all in all, a brilliant weekend. I fulfilled my goal of one win thanks to Stuart. I am dreadful at this game. I mean, I don't put any time into the kind of tactical, strategic side of it, or reading up on other people's armies or anything like that. I just like to turn up and roll dice and move my toys around the table. But that's fine with me. That's what I'm into. And the kind of camaraderie and hanging out and having a laugh and getting to see all the other beautifully painted armies and beautiful tables is what it's all about for me. So I'll leave you with this footage of the best painted nominations or entrants, including my armies are in there somewhere. And yeah, you saw just a minute ago Louis Van Heck's fantastic looking winners. Leave a comment if you went, and let me know how your weekend was. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with the rest of these best painted armies. Bye.